guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am so excited. Honestly, it feels so weird to be sitting down filming right now, and you guys are probably like, girl, what? You've been uploading, you've been filming, but I actually took a couple of weeks off from filming because I've been traveling so much, so I did a lot of pre-filming before I left, and I am finally home now. I'm actually only home for 3 days. And then I leave again. I'm going on my bachelorette party, so I'm super excited for that. But in the couple of days that I was home, I wanted to make sure that I reviewed this collection right here. I got so many tweets and Instagram. You guys were tagging me on Instagram and stuff saying that you wanted to see a review on this collection, the new one from Wet n Wild. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for you guys today. Wet n Wild has been dropping collections like every single month. I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what? If any brand is gonna do it, I think Wet n Wild is a great brand because at least their collections are super affordable. So it's not like they're dropping these hundreds of dollars of collections every single month and you guys are like going out and spending all this money on collections that you want. So even though it's kind of a lot sometimes, at least it's super affordable, so I personally really like it. But yeah, anyways, I'm super excited to be back to filming. Definitely let me know down below in the comments what else you guys want to see. I got a lot of people asking me to see the new Too Faced collections as well, which I can totally do that too. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click that little bell right next to the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so this is what the box looks like, and as with their other collections, you can buy the full box and you can also buy the products individually. So this is what the inside of the box looks like. So in the box, we have 2 bronzers right here. We have 4 liquid lipsticks, 2 highlighters, 4 different pigments, and then 2 different eyeshadows. And there also are a couple other products. Where did I put them? Here they are. There are a couple other products that are part of this collection, but they're not in the actual box. I do want to show you guys those products too. We have 2 more eyeshadow palettes. These are both actually really, really pretty, so I like these both. They are limited edition. 2 more lip toppers, another bronzer and highlighter, and I will show these again like when I'm going through and swatching the ones in the box so you guys can see them. And then we do the 2 things that I am really excited about. Well, I mean, I'm excited about everything, but these I was super stoked for. There are 2 brushes, so I'm gonna be using these brushes when I test out the products in the box as well. These brushes are going to retail for, oh, so they're actually not the same price. The little highlight brush is gonna retail for $5.99 and the bronzer brush is gonna retail for $7.99. And then you guys can buy this entire box, out of frame there. There we go, now you guys can see it, but you guys can buy this entire box for $39.99. And I believe the only place that you can actually buy the full box is on Wet n Wild's website. You can buy like the individual products at like a bunch of different like mass drugstore retailers, and it is all available now. And when we go through the individual products, I'll let you guys know the individual price points if you don't want to buy the full box. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the eyes. Like I said, we do have 2 palettes that come in the box, and one is like more warm toned for fire, one is more cool toned for ice. They're both really pretty. The fit for the queen is definitely more my style, the more warm tone one, but I'm gonna use a variety of shades from both just so we can test them both out today. And these palettes are gonna be retailing for $2.99, which is awesome. They both have 4 shades and they both have transitional shades, which I'm super excited about. I'm first gonna go in with the transition shade in the cooler palette. I'm gonna go ahead and buff that into my crease like so. Normally Wet n Wild shadows are honestly pretty good, like especially for the price. You think they're gonna be like chalky and not pigmented at all, but in my experience, they're pretty dang good for $2.99 for a 4 eyeshadow palette. And they seem to be pretty consistent as well, like through the different palettes as far as formulation goes. So I normally will just pick their palettes based on like, you know, what colors I like the best, because they seem to have a pretty standard formulation, which is nice. So just buffing this back and forth. And I love how I'm using a Natasha Denona highlighter as my mirror today because there aren't mirrors in this palette. 1 highlighter is like the price of the entire box. Story of my life. I'm so mad because I have this little compact mirror that I had from Simple Human and I cannot find it. And I think I left it somewhere when I was traveling because I have no idea where it is, and I used to love to use that because you could really see up really close. Yeah, so now I'm always just like grabbing random palettes. I'm gonna bring that same shade down on my lower lash line just to connect everything out and shape out the eye. This shade is slightly dusty. I don't know if you guys can see, but I did get a decent amount of like kickback from it. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was a little dusty. But I mean, again, $2.99, I don't think it's a huge issue, but just something to keep in mind. All right, now I'm gonna jump into the more warm tone palette. I'm gonna go in with this beautiful burgundy shade. I'm gonna use this in the crease to begin to deepen it up. This color looks super pretty, so I'm excited about it. And it's getting me so ready for fall too. Like this is like one of my favorite colors to wear on my lips in the fall time. So it's getting me excited. I'm like, I always get to this point in the summer, like the end of August, where I'm like, all right, I'm over it. Bring on fall. Give me the pumpkin spice lattes. Like I'm here for it now. Except my wedding is this fall and I still have so much to do. So part of me is like, okay, wait, maybe no. Maybe let's give me a couple extra weeks, okay? Because your girl is busy. And I'm kind of just bringing that beneath my lower lash line as well, just so all the colors blend. Both of the shades that I used were mattes and they are blending out really easily, so that is a good thing. Alrighty, then I'm gonna go in with this golden shade, also in the Warm Zone palette. I'm gonna use this all over my lid. I'm just gonna go in with a flat brush with some Fix Plus. If you don't have Fix Plus, you can literally just like wet your brush with water. It's the same thing. Well, it's not actually the same thing, but for all intents and purposes, it's the same. I'm gonna put this on the lid. Ooh, very pretty. This is like a very true gold. This shadow actually layers up really well. Like the pigment keeps coming and becoming brighter and brighter the more I layer the color on, so that is really nice. It's not just like crumbling off, which I've had happen. Then I'm gonna go ahead and hop back into the cooler tone palette and I'm gonna go in with this lightest shade right here as my highlight. And I'm gonna pop this in that inner corner and then beneath my brow bone as well. All right, so overall, I'm pretty impressed with how these eyeshadows worked. I think they're pretty on par to other Wet n Wild shadows that I've used in the past. And I think for the price, they definitely are really great. I'm gonna go in and just do like liner and lashes, and then we will finish on with the rest of the collection. Oh wait, I forgot. There's pigments. So we're gonna use one of the pigments. You know what? I gotta be honest with you guys. So there are 4 pigments in this collection. I have them right here. I hate loose pigments. Like I never ever would like use these like in, you know, daily life. I just think they're so messy and annoying to use, but I mean, they're in the collection, so I want to at least use one of them. I will swatch them for you guys. It's just a personal preference thing for me that I'm not crazy about them, but I will use one of them on the eyes. So this first one that we have is Ice Ice. Oh, Ice Ice Lady instead of Ice Ice Baby. That's cute. All right, so let's go ahead and do some swatches of these. They are gonna retail for $3.99 each. I'm scared this is gonna like explode when I open it. Oh, okay. Pleasantly surprised. They do have like a little thing on here that is like it stays on, and I can just open it and then close it so the pigment isn't gonna overflow when I open it. So that actually is really nice. It's a very nice touch, Wet n Wild, because there are so many like high-end pigments that don't have that, and then when you open them they explode, and that's why I never use them. So that makes me feel a little bit better. I still honestly don't think this is gonna be something that I would use every day, but yeah, we're gonna swatch it. I just pour a little bit out on my hand, blend it. Ooh, okay, very pretty. That's silver. And again, I only put like a very little bit on my hand, but that is very nice. That would be like almost a really pretty highlight too, like just saying. So we have that one. The next one is the gold. This is Gilded Crown. This is probably the one that I'm gonna use today because looking at the other colors, it looks like the only one that would really make sense with how my eye look is. So let me get some of this out. Blend it. Ooh, very pretty right there. You guys can see this one also looks like it would be a pretty highlighter. Then we have the blue one. This is Tonight's Blue. Let's check her out. Very pretty as well. This blue one right here. And again, I'm only using like a very tiny bit that I'm putting on my hand when I'm swatching them. The blue one though does seem a little bit like, I don't want to say less pigmented, but I guess that's really the only way to say it. It seems a little bit less pigmented than the other two, and because I thought because it was darker it would be a little bit more pigmented, but it wasn't. I think I like the other two, like the way that they looked better, at least on my hand. And then last but not least, we have this red one, and this is in Fire Rain. So yeah, if you guys can see, like I'm really not taking a lot of the product, but ooh yeah, see this one is beautiful. That one is really pigmented, which is nice. So these are swatches of all the pigments. Again, I don't like pigments. They're not like my cup of tea, honestly. So these are not something that I'm going to be using, you know, frequently ever. So I'm not gonna say that, oh my God, it's amazing, you know, because no, but I'm still gonna test it out because I know people like pigments. So we're gonna test it. And like I said, I feel like the only one that makes sense with my eye look is this one right here in Gilded Crown. So I'm gonna test this one on my eyes today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna just tap some into the cap and then use that. I will say the packaging on these makes me more likely to use these pigments than like any probably of the other ones that I own, just because they're a lot cleaner because you can just close it up and then it's not gonna go everywhere. So I do really like that, especially for the price. Like, that's really nice they included it. And I'm gonna go in with that same brush we used for the shadow on the lids, and we're gonna just put this over top. It's just gonna kind of amp up the shadow a little bit. I don't really always see the need for pigment, again, just because I feel like, well, if your eyeshadow is like, you know, pigmented enough, then what do you need this for? But, oh, this does actually, I mean, it looks really pretty. It definitely lightens it up a little bit. I don't know that you guys are gonna be able to see a huge difference on camera, but up close in the mirror, you can see it adds a lot more shine to the eye. Again, is this something that I'm gonna do every day? No. But I do think for $2.99, it is nice. Like, do you guys see where I just put it in that center? It kind of like makes it shine and a little bit brighter and shinier. That's basically what the pigment is gonna do. And you could definitely use this as its own, like just all over your lid. You don't need to have another shadow beneath it. So it definitely is pretty. They're just not my favorite makeup product. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and do my lashes and liner, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, eyes are done, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the face. This is the stuff that I'm most excited about. So in the box, there are 2 different bronzers. One of them is your Dragon Me Down. This is the lighter of the 2, and then the darker one is in Queen's Land. So I think they don't look like they're super shimmery. Let me like open them up so I can tell for sure. I can't tell if they're matte or they just maybe have like a little bit of shimmer, but they're definitely not very shimmery bronzers. So this is the darker one. I'll do a little swatch. So it looks like it has a slight sheen to it, but nothing crazy. And then let me grab the lighter one. This is the lighter one right next to it. So for me, I'm probably gonna go in with the lighter one. I'll do the lighter one all over my face, and then maybe I'll use a bit of the darker one as my contour. There is the other bronzer though that does not come in the box, that is part of this collection. I don't really know why they did it like that, but they did. So this one is Bronze Dynasty. So let me open this one. And all of these bronzers are gonna retail for $4.99 each. This one actually looks to be the lightest of the 3. If you guys can see, I can't hold them all up at once, but this one looks to be the lightest, and this one actually looks like it has a bit more of a sheen to it slightly than the other ones, but none of them are like crazy shimmery. So I'm gonna go in with the first one that's from the box in the shade, I already forgot it, Your Dragon Me Down. I love that. And I'm gonna just use this as an all over bronzer, and I am gonna use the bronzer brush from the collection. Again, I really like this, and it's actually very, very soft. Like, I don't know what I necessarily expected, but this is like incredibly soft. And this is gonna be retailing for $7.99. So I'm gonna go in with this as like an all over bronzer and just kind of bronze up before we go in and like actually contour. This is definitely, like, I feel like it appears lighter on the skin than it did in my swatch, because I feel like you can't even really see it all that much on my skin tone. So I may go in with a little bit of the deeper one, just so we can see a little bit of it. So this one is Queensland. This is the deepest one. I'm gonna just go in. There we go. And I feel like we can see it. I mean, I do like more bronzer probably than the average person, so maybe it's just a personal thing, but just gonna dust that on. And this brush is really, really nice. Very, very soft and light and like fluffy. So that is the bronzer, and I'm gonna go in with the same shade. I'm just gonna jump in with a contour brush. I feel like this brush is great for all over bronzer, but it's a little big for your contour. I prefer something a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna go in with my own contour brush and use that same shade to contour out the cheeks. Yeah, and you can definitely see it, and it's a good color for when, you know, it's like put in one concentrated area. Alrighty, so that is it on the bronzers. Now we're gonna move to the highlighters. The highlighters I was a little surprised with. I'll show you guys. There are the 2 that come in the box, and then there's one that does not come in the box that is part of the collection, and I feel like they're all very icy. I'm like, which one is the fire one? Because I feel like they all look very icy to me. And normally I like much more warm toned, like golden bronzers. They don't really have one in this collection. The first one is this blue one. This is Halo Walkers. So yeah, it is a blue. Again, these are not my favorite sort of highlight shades. That is a blue blue. Oh my gosh. All right, let's swatch that. Okay, yeah, this is like, on me, I would never wear this as a highlight. I know people love this. You could do cool looks with it, and I totally appreciate it. It's just not something that I would reach for. It is very pigmented though, so it is, I mean, really pretty if you like blue highlighters, but this is just not, it's not something that I would use necessarily. Then we have Winter Falls in LA. This is the other one that is part of the box. So I guess this one is supposed to be for the like fire part. I feel like it still looks very icy. It's a white with like bluish undertones. but I'll go ahead and swatch this one. So this one, again, yeah, white with like icy undertones. I'll swatch it on this hand. Oh wow, that's really pretty. I mean, again, these are not the kind of highlights that I like, but that is really, really pretty. I actually really like that. Like, it looks beautiful. And then last but not least, we have Glow Watcher. So this is the highlight that is not part of the box. I'll go ahead and swatch this one as well. I'll swatch it right next to, and this one is like a true white. So I feel like none of these highlighters are gonna look great on me, but we're gonna try them and we're gonna see. They do have a highlight brush in this collection, which I showed you guys before. This is gonna be retailing for $5.99, so I'm gonna use this to apply. I actually really like the shape of this. I think it's great for a highlight brush. So I'm first gonna go in, this is the one that's not part of the box. This is in the shade Glow Watcher. This is like the true white. And I'm gonna go in and put this on this side. Okay, so on the application, it's not as white as like when I swatch it. And I mean, it's beautiful, it's blinding, but this is not something that I would necessarily wear. Again, I like highlights that are a little more natural. I feel like saying natural is ridiculous because my highlights are never natural because they're always blinding, but like a little closer, I guess, to my skin tone. I feel like if you had lighter skin, this would look really, really beautiful on you. Or if you mixed this into maybe like a darker highlight, like kind of mix them together. I don't know that I would wear it on its own, but it is really pretty. It's just not my personal preference. And then I'm gonna go in with Winter Falls in LA, which is the one that is part of the box. And I'm gonna use this on the other cheek. Let's see how this one does. Yeah, this one is the same sort of thing. Very pretty, but just not something that I would use, and I think is probably best suited for somebody with lighter skin. I love Wet n Wild and I love their highlight formula. I think they're amazing. These just colors aren't my favorite. And then I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not even gonna go in with this Halo Walker because I know I'm not gonna like it in the blue. I swatched it for you guys already. So I mean, if this is your sort of thing, go and get it because I think the actual quality of the highlights is there. It's just whether or not you like the colors. And for me, the blue is just not my thing. I do really like the brush though. I thought it applied the highlights really well. I'll bring some down my nose too. I'll kind of even out the highlights just so I don't look crazy. But do you guys see, like when I look forward, like I feel like when I wear really icy highlights, it just has this like hollowness almost like underneath my eyes. And it doesn't look right like on my skin at all. And it just like everything kind of just looks weird. So I've never really liked cool tone highlights on myself. Last but not least, we do have the liquid lipstick. So I definitely want to check these guys out. There are 4 of them that come in the box and there are 2 kind of like lip toppers that you can buy as part of the collection. So we're going to do the ones that come in the box first. All right, so first we're going with one from the cool side. This one is in the shade Shall We Slay. Love the shade name. That's super cute. We will go ahead and go in with this. And their liquid catsuits are metallic. Yes, she is metallic and she is dark and vanthy. It's literally like gray. I thought it was like a brown kind of in the tube, but it's gray. But I feel like I always am so awkward like trying to talk while I'm applying. Let me apply this and then I'll give you my thoughts. All right, so I feel like with the right eye look, this could be pulled off. Like I actually don't hate this as much as I initially thought when I was starting to put it on. I definitely don't like it with how my eyes are because my eyes are so warm and then this is like so cool and kind of weird. But I definitely do think like maybe if you just did like a winged liner, like a black winged liner and lashes, this could actually look really cool. So I don't hate this one, I really, really don't. The next color I can anticipate I'm probably not gonna like, which is the blue. I feel like in every Wet n Wild collection, there's always like a couple crazy colored liquid lipsticks and I never really like them. I'm just not big on like different crazy colors. I guess I'm boring. But the blue one is icing on the wall, so we'll go ahead with this one next. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give this guy a go. Even though I know it's not gonna be my fave. It is very pigmented. I mean, that I'll give it. All their liquid lipsticks are always really pigmented. Here I am trying to talk again while applying. Alrighty, so here is the blue shade. It's definitely not my cup of tea. I know people like these cool kind of funky colors. I don't think the formula is bad. It's just this is not a color that I'm gonna rock. I just feel like I can't pull it off. Some people can, but not me. All right, now we're gonna move into the fire colors, which seem much more my taste. We have kind of like a rusty orangey one, and then we have like a true kind of reddish wine one. So I'm gonna go in with this one first. This is Queen's Blood, and I'm going to apply this. Ooh, this is super pretty. I like this shade a lot. Okay, obsessed with this color. I think it is beautiful. Oh, this is giving me all the fall vibes. I love the way it looks with my eye look. This is one of my faves for sure. So again, this is in the shade Queen's Blood. I really, really like this one. Alrighty, and then last but not least, we're gonna go in with the red one. This one is in the shade Redlings. I feel like a lot of these names have to do with, I think it's Game of Thrones, and there's probably gonna be people in the comments like freaking out because I know people love that show. Steven watches it. I don't know, I never got into it, but I feel like some of these names like are after that. Let me know in the comments. Like, is that the case? I don't know. But I think there's like dragons and stuff in that show. So this is Redlings. Obsessed with this one as well. Like literally so beautiful. These last two, oh, here I am dropping them, but these last two liquid lipsticks were so, so beautiful. I'm obsessed. Definitely gonna use both of these a lot. And I don't know if I told you guys or not, but the liquid lipsticks are gonna be retailing for $4.99. And then there are those two lip toppers, which are not part of the actual box, like I told you guys, but you guys can get these. And these are gonna retail for $4.99 as well. So there's kind of like a whitish one and then a more blue toned one. So I'm gonna use the whitish one over my lip right now. This one is in the shade Flames of Glory. Oh, dang. And she is pigmented. I'm gonna have to lurk this out. Good Lord. Wow, but it gives a really pretty sheen to the lips. It just definitely will change the color underneath because it is actually very pigmented on its own. But it's really nice. It doesn't feel gritty at all. It's very, very smooth, but it does give that nice kind of high shine look. Very pretty. And then there is the more blue one. I'm not gonna put this one on because it's definitely gonna clash with the red, but this is in Wild Blings. I can swatch this if I can open it. Let me swatch this on my hand so you guys can see. Oh yeah, wow. So this is like very, very blue toned. Probably not, you know, something that I would use on my lips, but if you like the blue tones, there you go. Alrighty, you guys, so that is it for this collection. Definitely let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comments. Are you gonna pick anything up or are you gonna skip on it? I would love to hear. Overall, I really liked the eyeshadow palettes, the brushes, and the two Fire liquid lipsticks. Those are kind of my favorite things from the collection, and as a whole, I liked like pretty much everything from the Fire side. Aside from the highlight, I wasn't crazy about that, but I definitely liked the Fire side better than the ice side just because I'm more of like a warm toned person. That's my kind of personal preference, but overall I thought everything was really, really nice and the brushes were super bomb too. So like I said, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe if you have not already. Thank you guys so, so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.